So, I am writing a book called Keys to the Kingdom. This book is about how I started off at the age of 19 flipping my first house. I had absolutely no idea that is what it was called, flipping a house. Basically, I lived in my grandmother's house. I was pregnant. I had already had a kid. And I was like, okay, well, I want to move somewhere else, but I kind of want to sell this house and maybe get some more money out of it. So my grandmother was like, I said, Grandmother, what if I fixed this house up and sold it and got a little bit more money? Because she had told me, and at the time, my fiance, what she wanted out of it, right? So she basically said, okay, I want this amount. Whatever else you make is yours. I said, bet. But I didn't really say bet because back then, bet is not what was said. So, so I said, okay, grandmother, let's do it. So we fixed up the house a little bit. I actually was able to get people that I knew to assist in, adding some fresh paint, fixing things that were broken, changing out the carpet, painting the outside. And those things made such a big difference to the point that I was able to sell the house and make an additional $10,000. Well, $10,000 is not that much nowadays, but I took the 10 and a few more that I had with it, and then I did it again after I sold my grandmother's house. Anyway, to make a long story short, it became a very lucrative business. So I've been doing that for many, many years. When people meet me, they downplay my experience because they really just don't know how much experience I have because I'm so humble. I'm a little bit quiet. I'm a little humble. But when people start to talk to me and really get to know me, they see that I have a lot of experience and that I have made millions of dollars and have been a millionaire and had $1 million worth of assets and more before I was even 25 years old. That's crazy, right? When I look back on it, it was happening so fast. It's like, I didn't really realize, like, I'm a millionaire. Wow. Life was good. Money was flowing. And I was doing something that I really enjoyed. Me and my fiance, who later turned into my husband. And we worked really good together when it came to that. Like, he'd say, go drive by the properties, check on the workers, do this and that, go to the office, do some paperwork. And I was down. Like, I mean, it was when it came to the business thing, like our energy together was like amazing. And it takes that. It takes the right person to be a part of whatever you're doing when it comes to business for things to work right. You guys got to believe in each other. You have to believe in your business partner, and they have to believe in you as well, right? So it was dope, and then things happen, life happened, but at the end of the day, I have a lot of experience. And so if you go and get my book, it's called Keys to the Kingdom. It says it's a woman's guide to winning in real estate. But truthfully, it's a guide to winning in real estate. But it's a woman's guide because I'm a woman and I wrote the book, right? But I would love for you men to check the book out. And then I'm going to follow it up with another book that's even more intense with step by step. But this book really gives you some amazing takeaways. And I did that intentionally because I really, really love to teach real estate. Like, so I did that. And then I went into property management since 2008. And that was something that I love. When I'm passionate about something and I have the right people around me and the right energy, and sometimes the right people is just yourself. You have yourself around you. You have to have, like, some people thrive off of energy, and sometimes people that are loners, they do very well because they're by themselves, that they have their own energy. But if you link up with somebody that has the same type of business mindset and want to win and want to make money and do all those same things that you want to do, That's amazing. But it's really hard to find. And I haven't really found that since back those many years ago when money was flowing, business was flowing, and everything was just so great, right? Popping when it came to on the business side of things. But then I got into property management. I ended up getting a divorce, moved back to California because I did that in another state. Came back out here, and man, I got into property management. All things real estate, right? It was another side of real estate. What people don't understand is property management is real estate. Literally, when you go to take the class, they give you an option to take a property management class, right? So property management is also an elective. It's a form of real estate, right? So I did invest. I was an investor all in my from my teens to my early 20s to my later 20s. And then I got into property management in my late 20s or early 30s. And I did that for a while. And then I got my real estate broker license, a real estate agent license. And then I said, I just want to get my broker license, in case I want to just do a lot of things independently, which is one thing is property management. And it's also really good knowledge. Like, you take like 10 courses. Do not let people downplay you. You take 10 courses, and they are not easy. They're CE classes. They're courses. So you take those 10 courses all together so you take the 5, I think you take 3, I think it's 8, because you take 3 to be an agent, and then you take an additional 5. I think it's 8 or something altogether. It's close to 10. And out of all those courses and all that study and all that learning, you might as well get a master's degree, okay? Because that's how much school you have on top of your experience. So you really can't, what I find in this world is certain people want to use certain things. If you don't know a software, but you have all this real estate knowledge, all this property management knowledge, all this fix and flip knowledge, you're actually you almost have more knowledge than the CEO probably, okay? So do not let people downgrade what you learn and your knowledge, and do not let people dumb you down, because if you have experience on top of knowledge, that's really a major asset to any corporate company, anyone. So I took all of the stuff that I had, my knowledge, my experience, my book smarts, my experience, hands-on, my errors, my trials, my errors, and I took all of those things, the good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes, and I put it into a book. And I did it for you. I did it for the people, because I want you to look at the book and see how being a real estate investor can change your whole life. It can give you financial freedom that you could not imagine. And it's legit, legal, everything. And you don't have to have a real estate license or have a broker's license to be a real estate investor. And I just wish that people would listen and understand that all of that you're doing, extra grinding, working extra hard and all of that, that's good, especially when you want to accomplish certain things. But you can still keep your regular job, whatever your goals are, but you can buy a couple of properties, right? And if you buy a couple of properties and you have the right management, then that's money coming in every month. You just check your bank account every month and you have money coming in every month from your portfolio of real estate. And that's pretty much how my life was going in all my early 20s. I mean, I had the houses I want, the cars. I was a young mom. I had all the time in the world to spend with my children and stuff like that, because our bread and butter was the real estate, to be honest. That it became the real estate for many, many years. So I was able to help my friends, my cousin, my cousins and things like that to have a home, to fix it up how they wanted it. You know what I'm saying? To have a nice home, So The book is called